0.
And we are back. This is a tiebreaker. That was clearly a short ball, 0-0, and a point. Eric Hillgren not appealing it.
Surprising. That ball looked like it was well inside the line.
1-0. We're going to 11. This match has been on for just over an hour and a half.
We'll have to see if Eric Hillgren can eliminate that slow start he had in both the first two games. It could. Oh,
Side out.
That's very unfortunate.
That is frustrating right
Luis
there.
Cordova.
0 serves 1.
0 serves 1 here.
Would have most likely been 2-0.
Point.
That ball looks like a screen serve.
That ball had too much zip on it
1 serves 1.
for Luis to catch up to it. So now we have, because of that fortunate bounce for Eric Hillgren, instead of trailing probably 2-0, he now has evened the score at 1.
And is still serving. That's a good serve right there, too.
It's a nice return. That's one of those awkward shots there. Nice shot there from Eric.
This is a momentum game right now.
2
And
serves
Eric plays
1.
much better with momentum on his side. 2 serves 1.
Who doesn't?
That looks like a screen serve to me, Dave.
I like the referee letting them play. That's a nice shot there. He was able to adjust himself just enough to extend on that ball.
1 serves 2.
I feel that the referee isn't calling the screen serves because he's standing in the line of fire. He sees that ball directly off the front wall from the way he's positioned on that left side of the back wall.
I see your point.
Huh.
Interesting shot.
Don't think I've seen that just from that angle very often.
Nice shot there. I like that shot. This is one of those rallies that can really tire out your legs. Great try there from Luis Cordova. An equally great shot there from Eric Hillgren, a low two-wall pass.
2 serves 1.
2 serves 1.
You want to make sure you're hitting that two-wall pass so that it hits the sidewall behind your opponent. That's really the key to that shot. It's not an effective shot if you hit that sidewall in front of where your opponent's standing. It just becomes a setup for them. Actually read that in the Wph Online magazine. That was something that Fred Lewis was talking about in the How to Beat Paul Brady article. Interesting stuff.
Side out.
And when you think about that, it makes a lot of sense. Dropping that ball behind your opponent, having it hit the sidewall behind him.
1 serves 2.
Back to the action here. Luis Cordova trailing 1-2 and serving. We've seen him serve exclusively down the right thus far in the tiebreaker. I'd like to see him, for his sake, go back to that Z serve. I like that shot there. At first I thought maybe he should let it come off the back wall, but he took the time away from Eric Hillgren. Eric Hillgren out of position there, stuck behind him on the left, and he utilized that court positioning. I hate that serve, and he paid the price for it.
Side out.
Not even sure what he was trying to do there. That ball was just a fat setup right off the middle of the back wall.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to put a reverse on
2
it.
serves 2.
But he hit it right down the middle really high. 2 serves 2, going to 11.
Short.
Those are all screen serves, even though that was short.
Well, they're only screen serves if they're called. If they're not called screen serves, they're not screen serves.
Well, they're screening serves.
I like that play there, taking that ball out of the air on the Z serve. This is where
Eric has the advantage. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I'd like to see Eric move himself into the front right portion of the court near the
Here's a
service
setup
line.
Here's a setup, Dave.
It's a good shot. Oh, came around. Could have been a hinder there.
Well, Eric jumped. I'm confused on that. Eric Eric banked himself up behind Cordova and then tripped over his feet.
Let's just forget about that rally.
2 serves 2.
2 serves 2.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot there. Another great shot. Beautiful handball here in this rally. Each one of these shots incredibly precise. There's the air.
Eric didn't take it off the back wall, though.
And that's what I'm talking about there, Dave. When Luis Cordova is pinned in that left corner trying to hit the ball to the ceiling, he's been ineffective getting that ball back to the ceiling. He leaves a lot of fly kill opportunities for Eric. Eric has not taken advantage of them. I like that return. Nicely done. Yep. That's the difference between being a great shot if that ball can slide down the left wall and being a pretty easy setup there.
2 serves 2.
The score is 2-2.
Nice shot there from Eric. Eric's got that tall, lanky frame, and he really got himself low to the ground there and shot that ball.
3 serves 2.
Excellent shot.
Cordova plays a kind of a cramping style of game. He's right up on Eric. That ball called short. I thought it was a screen.
2 serves.
Well, it's already been appealed. He's going to try and appeal it again.
2 serves.
I thought that ball was short.
So did I.
And so did the handball gods. I don't know.
Where's Nani Alvarado Sr.? Sorry, wait.
What?
Wait.
2 serves 3.
2 serves 3.
Nice.
Boy.
Bad bounce.
You see Cordova's like looking like, what in the world?
I guess it was a bad bounce. Look like it maybe caught that
2 serves 3.
crease in there.
Oh, I was surprised that Eric didn't get a hand on it, so it had to have done something weird.
You can lose fingers in that crease.
Side out.
You're watching the World Intercollegiate 4-Wall Handball Championships from Tempe,
3
Arizona.
serves 2.
3 serves 2. We're going to 11. This is the tiebreaker. Hillgren versus Cordova.
Second serve.
Eric Hillgren is in his 5th year, took last year off. 4th year of competing in these games. And that's a sloppy return right there from Cordova. He wants that back.
4 serves 2.
4-2.
Just giving away 2 points here in the tiebreaker. You only need to score 11 to win. He's handed
5
him
serves 2.
20% of those points with missed returns with his right hand. And there's a big setup. Surprised Eric didn't go down the right with that first kill.
Side out.
Eric looks at that referee every time he misses a setup.
2 serves 5.
2 serves 5. Luis looks really stiff in there on that serve. Didn't bend his knees at all. I'm sure he looked fatigued in that first game. Nice get from Eric, stays down. And he can't get back up and get to that ball.
Point.
You're watching these games via the live internet feed provided by World Players of Handball at WePlayHandball.com. Alongside Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. This has become the marquee match of the day. Luis Cordova's father, Luis Sr., also watching the games down here, made the trip from El Paso, Texas. They drove over, got a flat tire.
How
Far
is El Paso from Tempe?
Should we get Jimmy London to give you the answer? Because I don't have it.
Oh.
I know Jimmy would know.
I think it's about a 6-hour drive. not counting a flat tire.
Eric Hillgren has eaten that shot up all day long here today. Listen for the score.
5 serves 3.
5-3. Former pro football player and current handball player Jake Plummer is set to be at the rec center here in about 5 minutes or so, if he's not already in the building someplace. I know that he's making his way here.
6 serves 3.
According to continuous text messages. There's contact, no call.
The ref lets the play continue.
Over. Contact.
Eric was just waiting for the referee to say something.
He pushed off when we made the contact. That's not a hit.
No contact. Point.
Huh, now the referee's just letting people out in the stands make the calls.
Well, that's what my original.
Eric Hillgren not really doing the right thing, talking to his opponent there.
Timeout.
Eric Hillgren telling Luis Cordova that you cannot initiate contact.
It's not his responsibility to lecture his opponent.
You're watching these games live on the internet, WePlayHandball.com. It's the collegiate international style this time around, with teams from Ireland and the United States here representing the games at ASU, Tempe, Arizona, right in their student rec center where we're located, alongside Dave Fink. My name is Dave Vincent. This is the tiebreaker.
7 serves 3.
7-3 is the score. Go back to that contact call. If a guy's in your way, if you're going for the ball,
Second serve.
and you have to put your hand on him to get around him, and you're pushing off, because if you don't, you run straight into him, I still believe that's contact, Dave.
Point.
Because just because your method of contacting somebody isn't to plow through them, and instead you're going to put your hand on them and use them as a springboard, that's still contact.
Well, not if you initiate the contact.
Well, yeah, if the alternative choice is running through them,
Well,
you're going to initiate the contact if you're the first to hit him no matter what.
Point.
I see your point.
That's what it looked like
9
Luis had to do. He had to go
serves 3.
through Eric to get to the ball, and of course he had to initiate contact in order to get to that ball. You see the referee's not calling anything, so you have to kind of play through every single shot here.
10 serves 3.
10-3. One more point. Eric Hillgren advances. Here's a big setup.
That should do it.
And it does. Eric Hillgren now advances. Eric Hillgren will face Luis Moreno tomorrow at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Things just kind of got a little kind of strange there after that big setup that Luis Cordova had at 2-0.
It was actually 1-0.
1-0 back wall. Ball hits a crack on a huge setup. Should put it about 2-0. And after that, it's Luis only scored one more point. The game seemed to be a little bit different. It was Eric Hillgren winning 11-3 in the tiebreaker after winning the first one 21-15, but losing the second one 21-11. We're going to take a quick timeout from the ASU campus here in Tempe, Arizona for the Intercollegiate World Handball Championships. This is not the last game for Luis Cordova. He now goes into a drop-down. That's why they call this Division I Open AB. He now goes into the A, and let's just say hypothetically he loses in this first round of the A's, he goes back to the B. Or let's say he wins in the first round of the A's, loses in the next one, he has a chance to come back into the A's again if he wins and wins. So kind of some strange bracketeers going on here at the campus, Dave, but it gives more opportunities for the players to continue to play as opposed to being one and out. That's why they have these kind of creative, innovative drop up and drop down formats that have really never been done before. Well, we're going to take a quick time out from the campus. We have more live webcast action to take place coming up in just a bit. For Dave Fink and Jeff Castor, I'm Dave Vinson. Stay here, WePlayHandball.com.